Hello everyone! Welcome back to another live stream here on the twitch.tv / the Xisuma. I need to log in and find out where we are. Gonna click on promo real quick. It's showing music. I guess I shall delete the flag one for now. Goodbye flag. I'm gonna leave that one for now. Right, back to the normal screen. Back to the normal screen. Let's log in. Yeah, I mean, if you're watching this on the second channel, you've probably got like 1 day to get the flag. I think time for promoting it is over, basically. Hard Gamer, Decan Heaven, Digital Chaos, Karen Cake, Bass MDR, and Kits. Some of the peeps in chat, welcome. There's some more people too. Let's go and do this. Oh yeah, well, crazy mad spoilers. That's where I logged out. We're going to go back to where we kind of left off our last stream, actually, and just pick up with a redstone. I haven't had an opportunity to do that because I've been doing lots of building. Happy first day, I don't know how to spell. I think every word in that sentence was spelled correctly. Ironically. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and sort of do all of this right here. ADJBZ, thank you for 10 months. Oberdaham, thank you for 2 months. Appreciate it. Comfort streamer. That is the term of the moment, it feels like. I got some more bottles. I got some leftover bits and bobs. And I probably got to get myself a little reacquainted with this. There's a couple of edge cases I realized with this whole contraption, but we'll figure that out as we go. We're going to end up needing a bunch of redstone. This thing's going to be, yeah, about this wide. So having a bit more space around the back on this side, probably going to be handy. We'll clear this out. We'll put down our chest monster in this area. And then we'll rock and roll and see where we can go. Maybe just decorate the whole thing today. Be interesting to try and do that live. Just because I've had so much success this season with trying to step up my building game. But like it always seems to happen off camera, you know? Like I need that focus time. But we'll see if we can start to do that on these streams. That is at least the goal. Phil Hebio, thank you ever so much for 12 months, a whole year now. Thank you for a fantastic one. Thanks for sticking around, my dude. Oh, you and your girlfriend ordered your flag. We can't wait. Awesome, awesome. Thanks for ordering it. I hope you enjoy it when you get it. It's going to be great. And then there's a Doc M77.
Yo.
What button are we doing?
We're working
Hey,
on
Doc.
the wire guard thing.
You're working on it?
On the wire. Yeah, it should be like we tried to set it up once already, you know, and then for some reason it failed.
Yeah.
School already had sent me the file and it just didn't work. And then we didn't have time to fiddle with it anymore, and since that I never bothered to try, but I'll try to get it
Okay.
going again.
Are you working on that with him now? Because he was around.
No, he sent me the thing, but I have to do some editing now, and it's like, yeah, you know, it's like it's Friday crunch. My episode needs to come out tomorrow.
Okay.
Just want to get that all done, and then I can look into it.
Yeah, well, whenever you get round to it, if you have any problems, let me know. But Mace should probably be able to sort you out, and then all the uploading stuff should work, and should make your life a lot easier.
Yeah, at the time we were trying it, you know, we fiddled around 15 minutes, and then we both didn't have no time, and it was literally a year ago, and since that we never revisited it. Yeah,
that's how it goes sometimes.
Hey, listen, what are you doing with records?
Records?
Yeah.
Currently, currently I'm farming them, but I do have like bigger plans in the future.
Yeah. Okay, like what did you do for a farm? Because
I think you'd like my farm if you want to go check it out.
Oh, okay. I made a small one today just to get a bunch of discs. I needed some for the mini game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got loads. I got a shop, which is really worth checking out, and then I got the farm through here. The farm is really fun.
Wait, what?
Dude, you are super rubber banding right now. Let's go down here.
Am I?
Yeah, you're like ping-ponging around near me. It's funny.
Alright.
Audio's fine.
Okay. For me it feels...
Oh, wait, is he... Why would I lose range? Like, we're going down at the same speed, right? That's really strange. Doc, you there? Is he coming down? Where is Doc? Where is... Wait, oh. Okay. Where did he join? Where did he join? There we go. Wait, why is he... What's going on, man? Why are you not, like, magma water streaming correctly?
Where am I?
I don't know. You sort of disappeared behind me.
Yeah, it's like... Man, my internet provider has some issues with Cloudflare, and it's causing us. So stupid.
Right, check this out. Look in that direction.
Yeah.
Lights go off. You might want to use a little bit of free cam or whatever. We have to stay back here to see it in action.
Okay.
We might get, like, double creepers in there. Oh, there's a lot of creepers in there.
Okay, oh, you got guard. Okay, I was just like, I was looking at the red carpet thing in front. It was like, okay, when are things gonna pop up?
Yeah, the ghasts are doing the work.
Yeah, nice. Wait, I need to activate Gamma XC so I can see better. Gamma.
I don't have that set up on mine. I have to look at them in the dark.
I recently been using Gamma more to show stuff like this, and it's really good for the videos, man. Minecraft became so moody. It's so dark everywhere.
Yeah, they made those atmospheric changes, right? Like when the sun rises and sets, you kind of feel it more.
Okay, yeah, that's really fun. That's nice. I just went for the lame, efficient way, you know. I like lit some TNT on fire by a skelly, and then boom, you know.
Oh,
kind of
clever. Yeah, if you want any discs though, there's a shop. And the shop's pretty fun. Like it looks like a record shop and stuff.
Did you go for the other ones as well? There is like, what isn't it? There's the one in the Nether. You need to do something or some.
Yeah, return to sender. I made a farm for that as well. It's really bad though.
Okay.
If you want one tears disc, like it'll get you one after a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you head over to, you see the shop with like the prismarine, the diorite and the prismarine.
Yeah.
That's the spot for getting records.
Okay.
It's like an old school record shop in there.
Yeah. You're gonna have your shops in your base this time around?
Yeah, that's what I decided to do this season.
Yeah, nice.
All my shops are over here.
Dude, man, I always liked that better. You know my opinion, right? When we talked about it, I thought the shopping district, we could transfer it into something else and have shops at the bases again also, but yeah. I don't know.
It's kind of like it's the same thing every season. So I just decided this season I'm putting my shops in my base. And like, if that's bad for business, so what?
You know, I think this time around it would also have worked, because this time, the way we settled, I think we're just in the right distance. Right? We tried it once in Season 8, and I think the shopping in the bases failed a bit because we were so far apart.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we're far apart this season, but like people are playing big. Plus, we got the Bobby mod. I think the Bobby mod makes us feel closer together.
I mean, for me, you know, I've been working in the shopping district, and I'm still not properly hooked up to the Nether hub, and I've just been flying, and it's actually not far. It's a Elytra. It's a 30-second flight from me to shopping district. Then you go another 30 seconds, you're at Ethos.
Yeah, you get to see the whole place too.
Yeah, everything is... I think distancing this time around is super nice.
It is.
I mean, I think it will look good. Like Grian has bigger plans over there and then you will be nicely surrounded. There's the castle.
I got some good sightlines.
Yeah.
I just got to make my own like impressive to the others, you know. I got to step up my building and make sure I look good in the background.
Mambo is creeping up on the hill there, you know, you gotta...
Yeah, he's gonna build up there too. It's a really nice spot.
Yeah, you gotta build something, you know, to stop him. Otherwise, his stuff will creep over the hill.
I don't mind that. I think that's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be awesome looking up there and seeing more buildings. I mean, that's what I love, just looking around and seeing stuff evolve. So the more the merrier.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting there. I think we're off to a good season so far.
Feels like it.
Yeah, did you see, by the way, I came by here before, there's like a ton of bee stuff laying about there all the time.
Yeah, okay, it's because, well, that's actually, oh my god.
Yeah.
That's bad. I'm actually working on that right now. I'm going to build the storage system for it, so
all right.
That'll get solved. That's hilarious.
Yeah. I picked up some honeycombs when I came by to, you know, lag police and so on. And
taking your commission.
Anyways. Yeah.
Cool.
lag tags, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
All right. I'm out. Good. I'm checking out the record store. See you later.
Nice. See you, Doc. They're almost making like a song. Ooh, ah, ooh, ooh, ooh. You'll hear it. Let me pause the background music. Ooh, ah, 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 ooh. It's kind of like its own little song. I should sample it. Do you know what? I opened up a Fruity Loops project today where I've taken all the Minecraft sounds and trying to make a beat out of them. And I did not get along with it at the time, but now that I haven't touched that in ages, I went back and listened to it and I was like, ooh, like it gets the ideas going. That's the little thing I wanted to work away on this season, is like making a song with just Minecraft sounds. Should probably use the LA. Huh? Let me make a note. This, we're like 10/11 minutes in, and I want to clip that for my episode because that's funny. Let's resume the music. Let's go stand by the redstone. Decan of Heaven, thank you for 16 months. Zipper, my dude, thank you for 8 months. We've got Matsubu here for 86. Lorax Tufella is here for 25. Thank you for the great content. I watch you all the time. I'm glad you upload your VOD so I can catch the streams I miss. I'm glad you make use of them. Over on the second channel, peeps, if you did not know, the second channel is a thing. Go look it up. Angry Redstone, thank you for 4 months as well. That brings us up to speed. People, we're up to speed. Let me open my chat again. I've removed chat from the screen. I can see you. I can see you all now. Fruity Loops, you haven't heard that in forever. I still use it. I mean, to say I still use Fruity Loops is actually probably a little erroneous because it's kind of become more tolerated as a decent music creation software. So, I mean, it works for me, and I want to make stuff. So, why not? Yeah, I'm drinking a cup of tea. For those of y'all noticing the slurp sounds. A singular stick says, sounds like 4 different tones and they play in a random order. It does, doesn't it? Yeah. That sounds like a pretty accurate assessment. So, redstone and workstations. Grab these, put them down. Barrels, chests. These are all things we need in larger quantities, really. I'm up to 32 stacks from Skiz, I think, at this point. And look at this. Just going to chew through this mangrove today. I know it. It's always like that when you're doing storage or storage-related things. Throw this down over here, and then we can make some slabbies, make some barrels. That's a bunch of those, and then, I don't know, a few extra chests. Probably need, just do it all. Just do it all. Right, okay, so now we got some stuff. And then we're going to end up with, like, the need for the shulker box where we put in all the junk. Right, so, I think this space here is going to be well and truly out of the way. So we're going to have, like, a hopper chain go direct that way, a hopper chain come over a little bit further. Let's build the simple one first and come back to the more complex one second. Because we need to install stuff like an item filter onto it and things. I'm going to need different tools on my hotbar, I think. That's always the way it goes. And let's lock it. Is the music resumed? It has. Just a quiet bit of the song. It's been a musical day for me today, people. I've listened to loads of records. I finished rewatching Atlanta, and now I just want to like listen to music while I play. And I listened to Public Enemy's "It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back," and I Love that record so much. I love Public Enemy so much. They have such an amazing energy. And I was listening to it and I was thinking, like, this was like revolutionary, mind-blowing music once upon a time. And now it just sounds like some dated dad music, probably, you know, to young people. Like everything fades. Everything has its moment in the spotlight and then fades. And sometimes it just feels a little more tragic to know that, like, that's probably not music people gravitate to anymore. And it's really sad because they're just incredible. And I haven't listened to that record in probably over 10 years, like front to back, and I forgot how many great beats there are in it. And then I was like, oh man, I just want to go back into sampling and like put a bunch of sounds together and make some wacky beats. Chimera says, or Devs, wait, which way around is it? Oh, I can never remember, can I? Chimera says, some of my favorite 80s songs being over 40 years old hurts my brain a little bit. I mean, I like classical music, man. Some of that stuff's over hundreds of years ago. You know? Do you like Poppy? She seems very polarizing in the metal community, but I love it. Jordan Fisher's production is mint, says Timsy. I'm not like, I'm lukewarm. I follow her because I feel like she is an artist trying different things and experimenting, and some of it's pretty good to listen to, but like in terms of originality, very, very little. Like, as someone who is quite seasoned with metal and other genres that she leans into, there's not a lot of like that spark of originality coming out of it. It's like just messing around with sounds that people have done before a lot of the time. But still, I follow. I feel like, you know, she might do something really interesting at some point. You started listening to Poppy because of the music blog. Yeah, there's not a crazy amount of bands that strike me as particularly original in metal. Metal for me is a very mature genre, and not a lot of bands are doing anything particularly new. And the last band to really do something new was probably Meshuggah, and they're still just kind of doing the Meshuggah thing over and over again now. So, yeah. X, does England have the same issue as the Netherlands in the music scene, where cover bands are cheaper than the real deal, so venues are shifting programming because of rising costs? I am totally unaware of that, but that sounds like a dynamic that could happen. Yeah, I'm not like as plugged in to know about stuff like that. Thoughts on Electric Cowboy, hella original. This is the thing with like originality, is more often than not when someone says something is original, it's like a lack of awareness of the broader scene. I've listened to them plenty of times, and I think what makes them original is probably their infusion of comedy, but like they're not the first artists to come along and infuse comedy, you know. I would not have thought of them as original much. You enjoy Baby Metal's fusions with different cultures' music? I wouldn't word it quite like that. Like, they're collaborating with other bands, but like mainly like other metal bands, right? Netherwalker are symphonic deathcore. I'll check that track out, because some of this like wave of symphonic deathcore is built off the back of symphonic black metal, which I absolutely adore. So some of the synths and thematic stuff in that can be really like up my street. So we want to get far enough away. Oh, there's like a random shulker up here. Oh, and I'm gonna sneeze. Mute. Great timing on the mute, honestly. Great timing on the mute. What's everybody's hidden gem RE music, a specific track you'd recommend to anyone? I got loads of tracks like that, but like if you ask me while I'm streaming, I need to stop and like sit and think. So otherwise, I got so many tracks. Like one of the things I like doing on Spotify is bookmarking air quotes novelty song. When I say novelty songs, it's more like these like one-off hits that just have like really, really interesting, unique songs, but not the sort of thing you go and buy the record for. Because in the past, my record collection is all albums, and I didn't have a lot of like variety of just single tracks. Whereas Spotify has now given me that. Like I have quite a few just really interesting novel songs. What I tell you what, one just popped into my head, right? Some of you might know it, because you might have heard it in a Guinness advert where all those horses are on the beach and the beat goes bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum. And that's about all that you hear in the advert. That is by an artist. Is it Photech? I don't think it's Photech. I know I'm getting this one wrong. Oh my god, the album cover has like a samurai suit on it. Dang it, I've forgotten the name of it. TF Flex says that song is so mainstream. It's not that I don't think it's mainstream so much as that it's like a commercial song, so it's very recognizable, but I remember who it is, Left Field, and there's Finn Grimdango in chat with it. It just popped into my head. Yeah, that's Left Field. So Left Field was relatively like a big artist within their scene, right? But then some songs become like that. That's what I was getting at with novel, you know? Like these songs that everyone sort of knows but not by name or who the artist is. Another one that I put on my list today was called Onion Greens or Green Onions by Booker T. And it's just one of these tunes, you'd hear it and you'd know it. It's like a little bit ubiquitous, but you'd never be able to guess like who wrote it. It's really weird. Like some songs are like that because of how they're featured in films. And they're actually really, really great ways to discover music, is just picking out some of those like odd tracks that get put into movies and stuff. But yeah. You remember you discovered Billie Eilish in an Apple ad like a year before she blew up, says Ezra Manning. I remember listening to Billie Eilish in season 6 of Hermitcraft. That was the season that Grian joined, and I remember specifically working on the Hermitcraft rail network that Ren had put together. And yeah, that just sort of like act of playing Minecraft and listening to the music, it fuses the two together. It becomes like a bit of a glue for the memory, if you like. I just built that from memory, and I think that's perfect. This will evenly split. It did a bit of like a double hiccup thing at the beginning, but I think it's good. Did I say Tats Tig? Thank you so much for 10 months. Appreciate you coming in and subscribing. Or resubscribing even. 10 months, right? It's a resub. Have you ever listened to a Greenie Mouse theme? Of course, virtuoso guitarist. Yep. Green Onions is a Tarantino classic. Oh, yeah, so you'd know it from like a Tarantino movie. That makes so much sense. I can picture that being on one of his movie soundtrack. Hililung Hamper Hyper. Ooh. I like Hililung. I don't think I recognize that song name though. I'll put that on my list for like post-stream activities of like listening to songs that y'all are recommending. I do like Radiohead, but I never dug deep into them. My favorite album would just be the one with Paranoid Android on, because that's the one I've listened to a few times, but I never really got pulled into listening to them that much. When I'm drawing something and listening to music or a VOD, whenever I go back to look at my art, I always remember the exact part of the song or video that you're watching. Yeah, you're creating that connection, right? You're creating that connection. I like it. I know what that's about. Very similar for me. Right, so when I attach that hopper there, we feed through honeycomb. Honeycomb here will be crafted into honeycomb blocks as long as we set that up right. And this is the one that doesn't need any kind of how would you say it really? Extra redstone, I think. Like, it can actually back up and not break, is the theory here. And I think I'm going to just double hop on the top on the opposite side, which is kind of ugly, but needs to be done. You know, we made a bunch of chests and barrels earlier. I'm going to need to make more, because I also got to make hoppers. It's just how it goes. Not sure, but you see Massive Attack might be removing all their songs from Spotify. Interesting, interesting. I mean, artists removing their stuff from Spotify, that scares me if it's all I've got, but I have, I'm pretty sure I have all the Massive Attacks records. At least ones from the 90s. They're part of that whole, like, trip-hop movement, which is an interesting term. Some people don't like it, but I just find it useful. It, like, helps you identify a scene and an emerging sound and, like, multiple artists, and yeah, they're a part of that. So after here, we might then start to store it for our customers to see, like walking in here. But let's build the second module next, because that's going to have more redstone and it might affect the layout of what we want to do here. So we're just going to mirror what we've already built, essentially, for the beginning bit. There we go. Favorite Massive Attack track? I think probably Unfinished Symphony, right? But I know they got more than that. Like Teardrop is another one. I'm not too good with the names of their songs. I might be getting them wrong or thinking like the wrong artist. Happens sometimes. Now I guess we need more repeaters. I mean, we're going to need more in a minute, so then we need more. Oh, look, we're just kind of low on everything at the moment. Now, one of these should have some sticks in them. Yep, we'll make some redstone torches with that. Then we'll make some of them. But then I'll need some more, so not too many. That'll do. Let's see, you've been on a bit of a melodic death metal kick. You just revisited In Flames and listened to all 15 albums. Dang. At the Gates, releasing a new album in April. Spotify's payments to artists are beyond pathetic, and I've heard that they're looking into inserting more of their own AI-generated music into playlists to lower royalties even further. Yeah, they've been saying to the public that they're like trying to deal with the AI stuff, whilst their actions aren't lining up with that. They're like letting more of this AI slop into the system. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's not really panning out a way I think is tolerable. But as for them like not paying musicians, yeah, I always try to like seek out both sides of an argument and stuff, and I've heard it. Ooh, Mumbo's onto something over here. I've heard it said that the weird thing with companies and stuff is that there's CEOs making millions, there's people getting paid, there's profits going to shareholders. There's always that. But it's always like, if you imagine it like spread out, let's go up to 36. I feel like, I don't know why 36 just feels like a number I'll remember. If you imagine like, you know, the sort of money and who gets it, and it's like a bar chart, and like you can drag and slide things around, right? It's like, so how much is it? How much of it is fair for like the CEO to get compared to the artists? Like everyone's gonna have a different opinion on where that is, but I've heard it said that Spotify basically say they don't actually make like a lot of profit themselves, and that it's the record industries who are the original boogeymen here. Because, I mean, if you don't know the history of how artists have been treated by the record industry, that is worth looking into. You'll find a lot of documentaries and interesting stories from that particular part of history. Yeah, they're blaming them and saying that, you know, Spotify doesn't actually make a lot of money, right? Like, That could be right. I'm not sure that it is. Becca says, Kiros's Reset Rewind, I could listen to that track on repeat forever. Same here. That is an absolute... In fact, that band in general has been one of my favorite recent discoveries. I consistently go back to their music and just, I'm like, wow, this is so good. I'd like to catch them live at some point as well. That would be a really cool show to see, I think. I feel like they're one of those bands that probably won't, like, break out and make it big or anything. And that's kind of sad, but they're like, they're just a little too niche, I think. They're like, for fans of modern metal and like progressive rock throwbacks and like heavy on synth, and it's just a little too, like, I'd love it if more people clicked with it, but it just strikes me as being a little too niche, you know what I mean? Massive Attack said they want their songs removed due to the CEO, Daniel EK, investing 600 euros into Helsing, an AI military startup. I've heard about this. I wasn't aware Massive Attack are on board, but yes, the AI military stuff. Spotify made 2.5 billion profit in 2025, says Lightning Aussie. And how much did the record labels above them make, right? I'm not playing a game of like, oh, it's okay. I just, it's interesting how this stuff all breaks down. I've said it before, like, we struggle with really big numbers. Like, I don't think people realize that hearing 2.5 billion is difficult to, like, actually, like, figure out. So obviously it's a massive number. It's a life-changing amount of money if anyone had it, but how many artists are on Spotify, right? Like, it could be like, I wouldn't say there's probably not a billion individual artists, but like hundreds, maybe 100 million artists are on Spotify. And then when you like divide 2.5 billion by 100 million, all of a sudden the number looks really different. The point I'm trying to make is that, like, when you start thinking about all the other things that go into where the money goes and stuff, like, it just becomes like a rabbit hole of different places where it goes and different quantities and numbers, and they're all very difficult to... So Lightning Aussie says in 2025 they paid out 11 billion in royalties to record companies. So record companies took 11 billion from them, and then how much did they pay to artists? Like, once you put one number aside another one, you get a bit more perspective. But then, you know, if we said Spotify made 2.5 billion profit, okay, and then we found out that they paid $1 million to artists, you'd be like, that's off, right? And I'd probably agree. But then if you heard that they paid 20 billion to artists, then it'd be like, oh, it doesn't sound like quite as big as a cut. So it's very, like, numbers in isolation are, you know, they can persuade you when it's billions, just sounds like massive, but in what context, you know? Because if I said, like, and they paid 10 trillion to artists, you'd be like, oh, 2.5's nothing. But this isn't, I'm not saying this is the case, just so much that you always need more information. You always need, like, a bigger understanding of the situation. Because it is the profit, what they made in total, no payback annual, or what they made extra to what it costs to pay the company back. I didn't understand that. Profit is whatever they have left after royalties, taxes, etc. It's pure cash in their bank. It's insane. Fun fact: 1 billion videos are uploaded on YouTube in a day. I don't think that's right. That sounds like way too many. But again, big numbers are very difficult to deal with. If you told me there was 1 billion views of videos every day, I'd probably believe that. Goofy Me, thank you for 22 months. 10.000, or maybe 10,000 monthly listeners to be considered to get a payout of 0.00001 cent. So I actually get paid by Spotify for my music, and I gotta say, when I hear people talk about how much artists are getting paid per stream, it always sounds to me like someone is like making the number, well, I looked at how much I got for how many streams I had, and it wasn't great, but like it didn't feel like it was anywhere near as bad as some people have said. So when you're saying like 10,000 monthly listeners to be even considered, that can't be right, because I had basically no monthly listeners and I could get paid. When I say no, I mean, you know, hundreds, 1,000, like that doesn't seem to be how you get paid. You get paid per stream, not monthly listener. You actually get paid for your streams. There's no like YouTube entry level as far as I'm aware. I didn't see that when I signed up and like got involved. The YouTube blog says 20 million videos per day. So like how much less is that compared to 1 billion, right? Like imagine it on a sliding scale in your head. Okay, this is homework for everyone. I want to keep drilling this about numbers because it's a really great point. Do a little experiment. Draw like a line, and on one end put 1 million, on the other end put 1 billion, and then somewhere on that line put where you think 20 million is, and then do the math after and find out if you were close or not. Okay, because people really struggle with the difference between like 1 million and 1 billion. Oh no, more homework. Hey, this is for your benefit, supposedly. Okay, so what I want to do is I need to now put like 2 item filters here. And have it kind of fit. You know, I could swap this clock around and give myself a little extra space. Might not be quite enough. We'll keep that in mind. So I think this works. I think this works because you wanna pull out items, right? But this is gonna be the filter here. So you need. I have a feeling this works a little different than a regular filter will. I think you need to pull there, then have your little signal bleed thing, and then bring it back around. Like, you want to pull here to send it down, but that's the one that has to be locked, right? And if it's locked, it doesn't pull out of there. Oh, maybe this is, I don't know, maybe this is a little simpler. Let's see if we can make it work. If you're independent, you get more money, significantly more. Oh, maybe, so like maybe what I'm not factoring in is the record deal. I could just be kind of, yeah, so like if you're a big artist, maybe the record label takes more of your Spotify stream revenue or something, right? But this just leads into that point that I was saying earlier. It's like, it's always just many more many more steps, more complicated, and more for you to know about than just the simple statement that gets passed around. Anyway, I think we're getting a little dragged into like a not exactly majorly productive conversation. I mean, hopefully for some of you, the whole idea about evaluating the scale of numbers and stuff is useful, but I kind of need to focus now on the redstone. So currently that one's going to end up locking both, and I kind of want it to just lock this one, right? I think maybe if I do it like that, it always like every time I've tried to like mess with this item filter and re-engineer things, it always feels like I end up just like achieving nothing. like something just doesn't work in the idea. Let's get rid of that. We're going to change that later. We're just going to test stuff now. So we get 2 different types of items coming into here. We're going to filter bottles to go back in that direction. Now, look at that. That one is locked. That's perfect. I think this really looks like it's going to work, you know? Really looks like it's going to work. So in our item filter, you would have bottles here. But then... Oh, you need to be Oh, that's... Funny how I put the comparator in the wrong place, but it might not... Oh, look at this. It's actually just the impulse item filter. Like, it's actually just that design now. Hilarious. How did we get here? How did we get here? It's actually just the same. Okay. Let's dig out a bit more space here. Oh, your hoppers already do that. They show the items when they are in. Tell that to Tango. Well, Tango ain't online right now, so I can't. Maybe the others will know. Actually, I'm not gonna... They're in a meeting. I'm not gonna bother them. I'm gonna take a screenshot and send it to Tango. I'm gonna do it after the stream. Let me make a note. I'm gonna do it after the stream. Okay, there we go. Am I meant to be at the meeting? No, I'm not. Let's see. So that actually, the thing with that one is that we want the items to go back in that direction. So I might put the item filter facing that way. That could then possibly limit us aesthetically. So maybe it's just better to have it wrap around the sides. I don't know. I do not know. But there's more edge case stuff here, right? So if our storage ever fills up, we kind of want to stop something up here. So I'm going to need like another abstract backlogged signal or something. Actually, do you know what? I said this one, it doesn't matter if it backs up. It kind of does. Kind of does. And do you know what? I can almost put in like a one block solution right here, I think. Maybe not quite a one block. Maybe I can. So if ever this backs up into these barrels, we can stop the whole thing from running, kinda. We want to stop this thing from crafting and spitting out items, which it does do. So if this fills up, we want to stop the clock. And oh! There is a one block solution. It'd be nice if there was a bit more space between the two, because it's going to power that when the items come out. But that doesn't really matter because that can't break. This redstone doesn't interact with anything else here other than the crafter. So that solves that whole problem. If ever there's stuff in here, that stops crafting. With this one, we can't do that because we want the crafter to only power when that's full. So this one here requires an entirely different setup, which it almost looks like you can get away with putting in here, because we can transpose the redstone signal down to this position. We'll have to make sure it doesn't touch that. And then that, unfortunately, puts our other... Okay, no, we'll build it in a different position. We need this space down here for a second item filter. Okay, let's get some of that built, just so we remember that it exists. So that's going to kind of like go here. Alright, so that's the second filter. So look at how we can bring the signal strength of that one over here. Now we're going to have to put this through subtract mode somewhere. There is actually just enough space to put it here, funny enough. So let's put it on subtract mode. And let's grab another crafter. Yo, this inventory is so whack in this game. Like, look at it. It's just a mess. Like, is this good game design? I'm not sure that it is. Do I have any space left for, like, putting more things away? Who's following the redstone? Hands up in chat if I'm making sense. Yo, JMSSSZ, thank you for the prime. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Transit Biker says falling edge, rising edge. I don't think that's where we're at with the build. I don't think we're doing that. That kind of thing. So this thing getting powered, funny enough, doesn't really matter. It just needs to have that going on. Now we get a no signal here, and so when that turns on, that has to power the crafter. Which, since this double chest is locked, like, we can literally just go repeater, redstone, block. Yep, that works. I think. There's always this annoying thing with redstone where, like, simple stuff, yeah, it works, and later on you come back and find, oh, except you didn't notice. You didn't notice this little bit right here. Now none of it works. But in theory, it works. So then we craft, but we never accidentally craft sugar this way. That's super important. But we got to do one more thing. We got to lock that so that when storage for, not for bottles probably, but when storage for the other thing. Yeah, storage for this slice. When that starts to back up, that's when we have a problem. So I think we're looking at bringing our storage down another level. And then the player will see it somewhere down here. And look at that, our things are out of whack again. I Dunk Biscuits, thank you for 18 months. Appreciate it. You said edge cases, it was a pun. I got it. Where are the hands up in chat? Come on, let's see some hands up in chat if you're following what's going on. Or a hand down if you're not. I Dunk Biscuits, thank you for 18 months. It's rare that you catch me live. You usually listen to the VOD like a podcast. Awesome, dude. I'm glad you like listening to it. And thanks for tuning in. Good to have you live. We got some hands up from Calvin, Heart Gamer, and Goldfish. Sweet. We got a hand down from Powerbots. What do I need to do better to explain what's going on? I'm probably just a little too deep in my own thoughts. Kind of gets a little bit like that. You just start, like, basically waffling a lot as you work through all the different redstone problems. So, like, I can put the storage down at this level here, and it just feels a little unglamorous being this far down, if you see what I mean. And I can't really raise that too much. Can I? There's probably some, like, wiggle room here that I didn't really think about. Like, I could have them point back one. I could actually offset everything back and up one if I face the hoppers that way. Which might be kind of nice. And then not much after that. Heart Gamer says I don't know redstone. I keep going on about this, don't I? You gotta, if you want to know, you gotta practice. You gotta invest in yourself. You're a redstone novice. You're just glad the copper golems can power your storage system. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, so in theory, now that we know where that is, I kind of think it's way too close. I'm going to have to rebuild this purely because it's all a little too close. And then when we get over here, we'll find that we then have an open cave to contend with. So I'll have to do some remodeling on that side and watch out for creepers and stuff. I think I'm going to go back 2 blocks and up one. So then 1, 2, the chests would be more like at this height. Yeah, and I desperately need a place to put some junk in. Let's go ahead and make that. I ain't really got a choice. So when you do redstone in survival, you end up with a lot of this like rebuilding shenanigans, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. There's not much else we can do. So we'll do the easy one first, and then the other one second. And for those of you that want to learn redstone, I will explain as we go along what each component is. How does that sound? So what we're going to do is bring items to this chest here. This should be easy to follow. You got a chain of hoppers going into that. Simple. Next thing we're going to do is split them up in two. And I'm out of hoppers. That's not good. So where's the mangrove at? I think I put some in here. Put some somewhere. Chests, and then hoppers with some iron. X, I'm already lost. I think you're trolling. I think you're trolling. Because we haven't even done anything yet. Okay, the change we're making here. Oh, that might. No. It'll all stay the same. It'll all stay the same. Right, we're going to move that forward so that this crafter can be further back. Oh my god, I need crafters now. I need everything. So yeah, that crafter, it's now there. Gonna have to pray I can remember all of this. It's got a chest in it. So it makes that shape, right? That crafter's job is to make honeycomb blocks and put it into there. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Like, what am I trying to do here? Why am I thinking I can have this point backwards? Like, then we eliminate this bit, so no, I can't have them point backwards. In which case, I'm just going to have it... I'm going to have them come even further back from the top. Whatever. So we're going to do it like that. So they have to point down. I don't know why I looked at them and thought I could get away with that. Do you know, I'm going to give up on explaining. Because things keep changing as I go along. I'm just going to be like, whatever. Whatever. I'll do what I want. I'll do what I want. Chaos. It is, it is. Got home, immediately tuned in. How am I doing, says Wasabi. Yo, I had wasabi peas today. They were so nice. Crunchy. Yum, yum. They were good. I really enjoyed my food today. I'm such a foodie. I enjoy my food every day. I made some more of my dark chocolate cake. Had it with some matcha, homemade matcha ice cream. Oh, some big stuff happened this week. Do you know what? I haven't talked about my week. I could get into story mode now, but we need to save that for simple stuff, not redstone. Dang it! This is what's so difficult about streaming. You know, you gotta stay on topic. And I'm not doing that. So I'm gonna stay on topic. I'm gonna build the redstone. But I had an interesting week. If I don't get around to talking about it today, remind me, because I got a new car. That's a whole story. You know? My parents moved out of the house that I essentially grew up in. That's a big story. Like, a lot went down this week. Eros Sinclair, thank you for cheers and biddies. Hi, X, back with another quick question about my Hermitcraft D&D campaign. I think your character would benefit from a very sad backstory. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much trauma may I give him an Evil X by extension? That's up to you, dude. I don't know. Like, I don't know what you're writing and why you're writing, giving them trauma, but like, It's your thing. I'm not really into D&D. So, yeah, I wouldn't know what to advise. But this kind of reminds me of like shipping and things like that, where I'm not a fan of some stuff that people do with my character and my avatar. But in my mind, I don't really have a say in it. If you're doing your own creative thing, that's up to you. If you want to do it in a way to appease me, like, you don't have to appease me with your own creativity. You just do what you want to do. Like, if you're inspired by Evil X and my characters to, you know, create Dungeons and Dragons stories, go for it. Do your thing. But, like, on this topic, I don't have much to say about it just because I'm not really into D&D and stuff, you know? But yeah, there's some other stuff out there that I'm really not into, like the shipping stuff. But and people like will message me, what are your boundaries or whatever, and it's like, it doesn't really matter. It's your creative expression. Do what you want with it. I don't have to like it, but like, I can't tell you can't do that, in my opinion. You know? D&D, in my opinion, probably like nothing like shipping, but I just don't really know much about it in order to say, and I don't know how trauma factors into it. But you know, if you're having fun, you're being creative, you're doing your dungeon master stuff, like how about it? It's your thing. Oh my god, I just broke all of that. Dang. Dang. What's shipping, says Goofy Me. Don't look it up if you don't know. That might give you trauma. God. Shipping gives me trauma, that's for sure. Is this right? This is right. No, something's... Oh, yeah, I see. There is something wrong about that. It's that way around, like that. Bam. Alright, so we successfully moved that back. Now we've got to move the next one back. Shipping is a way to deliver items across sea. If only it was. If that was all it was, I'd be happy. But it's, somehow it's more. Why am I moving the storage? Need more space, basically, yeah. Need more space. Simple as that. I hope I can do this from memory, because I'm tearing out a fair bit of it at once. To be fair, it's on the simple side, right? At least I think it is. These two things next. See, this is where they get a little different, because we have the, No, that's correct. The double chest bit is on this side, as you can see. Then we're going to have the hoppers. The hibbity-hoobity hoppers. I could have bent the line of hoppers and saved 1 block height. I don't think so. Don't know. I don't see it. Whatever it is, I don't see it. That one's going to be awkward if I don't do it first. Oh my god, I've got to use item swapper more. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? I was using it earlier when building and it was great, and I was just like, why do I always forget about this until I'm like halfway through a build? Now that's actually not correct, is it? It all needs to be 1 block lower, so down we go. We'll get there eventually, people, don't worry. Your favourite ship is X and his tea. Well, my cup of tea is like 80% drunk. I got a new kettle, by the way. I had a recommendation to get one of these more like, how would you describe them? Like conference room kettle setups where like you've just got hot water on demand all the time. Then a mate of mine talked about they got a new smart kettle where you can tell it to boil at different temperatures. And I've got one that's in between. It does the smart boil at different temperatures, but then you can also make it hold for 30 minutes. And it holds the temperature. It just keeps it at the same amount. It's really cool. I'm pretty stoked with it. I've been testing and experimenting with it. I made some green tea where it just boiled it to like 70 degrees. And I made some matcha where it boiled it to 80. And I was like, yeah, this is really good. I like this. I can live with this. It ain't too shabby. You want this kettle? It's a Ninja kettle, by the way. Ninja are interesting. They seem to be like a kind of like quite, I wouldn't say prestige, but you know, like a definitely popular. I just had an idea for our bottles. I think our bottles might go this way around. We're missing some bits of redstone here. They're really quite popular, and they do cost a bit more, but they seem to like engineer stuff a lot better. Like I'm very happy with my Ninja Creamy. My parents have a air fryer, which is the same as a convection oven, but you know, it's all the craze. So now they got like a second mini oven. Yeah, it's Becca says, I only drink coffee, so no faffing with temps needed. Lol. But the ideal temperature for coffee is 90 degrees for fresh coffee beans. So like you could get a little bit of benefit from having one of those instead of just boiling it to 100. I mean, it's a little like, it's kind of like fancy in a way where you might not need. But if you want to have green tea, it is kind of like you'd have to boil the kettle and then wait for like over 5 minutes for it to come down. So there is some like benefit to it for sure. Right, what I haven't done is I haven't built this redstone for this bit. This looks correct. This one had more to it, didn't it? So we used that gap to interact. Let's go and put that back in. So we want one with full signal output to go to this space here. That's going to be on subtract mode. And then above it, we just build in the same little bit of redstone as that was on the other side. Somehow I never placed a repeater there. That's good. Lots of blinking lights. Okay, that allows us to then put our signal here. And I remember that we did a thing with repeaters and redstone dust to move the signal to the crafter. So that now goes to there. Then we need the override. So now here's the bit we didn't add in yet. I'm going to have our bottles go out, and we're not going to really worry about that because they're going to be on a closed loop. But on this side, if our storage here ever backs up, we need to stop that. Right, we can actually... I'm making a lot of mouth sounds all of a sudden. Are you enjoying this stream? Icky Vicky 95, thank you for 2 months. Are you ready for the race? No, I haven't practiced or anything. Goodness me. Why are you like this? Isn't the joke pretty self-evident? Oh, please never do that again. Was it traumatic? Oh. Right. Where does the storage start and end? And how do I pull a signal out from it? Oh, that's interesting. If I set it up like that, it actually, like, sets us up to have the storage come out here, like that. So, let's say we go with this as the layout, right? That probably means the floor isn't going to go as low. I've got just enough chests to make this work currently. So let's say that's our storage layout, right? That the player... I mean, I guess I could double up from there. In fact, if I doubled up, I think the floor would still be 1 block higher. Alright, let's make more chests and lock that in. Right, I'm going to stand up. Wait, I wasn't listening. Can you do that again, please? Nope. I didn't enjoy doing it. I just did it because I noticed that I was making weird mouth sounds all of a sudden. You hate people making mouth sounds IRL, but in the videos it relaxes you. I'm generally like, I can be a bit fussy with hearing those kind of sounds, but then I always like check myself. Like sometimes when I'm out eating with people, if my brain starts focusing on the eating sounds they're making, I'll get a bit annoyed. But then I'm like, that's on me, you know, that's not them. Like why does that bother me, you know? Usually, if you're eating with someone, it's someone you care about. They're a part of your life. Like, why would you be annoyed by the fact that they're making eating sounds? Like, oh, what is with these silly little, like, is that the right term? Idiosyncratic or idiosyncrasies that we have about someone making some mouth sounds or whatever? It's just like, what is this? What am I upset about? It's silly. There's a lot of that in life, just being upset about something and then realizing, will you think about this on your deathbed? Probably not. Probably not. Right, look, I think I found the solution. We put items into that. We use it to shimmy it across to here. And then when... Now, ideally... In fact, not just ideally... It doesn't make sense to really do this any other way. But, like, when it backs up to there, we want to get a signal out. But we can't. Because other stuff's in the way. The one place we can get a signal out is on the side here. So, aesthetically, we might end up being a little bit limited by having some extra redstone. But it's kind of all the way in the back, so I don't think so. Nah, it's not going to be a problem at all. So, that is our overflow lock. Giving it a fancy name. We need that. You don't want it to go... Actually, if we get it to lock the repeater, that would be fine. Because what you don't want it to do... is to power this. You don't want the signal to come up and power this again. That's what we're trying to avoid. So you could use a piston to like remove a block or something. Or you could lock this repeater. So we'll go with the locked repeater method. And then we can just use a natural redstone signal here because... Like, it doesn't fill up straight away. And eventually it makes its way to there. So that's that. Very nice. I still feel like there's an edge case I might have forgotten about or something here. So for those of you that have understand all the amazing, crazy, complex redstoning that we've done today, and it has been amazing, crazy, complicated, and fascinating. Don't tell me otherwise. Is there another edge case somewhere here that I've forgotten about? Let's see. We've got crafting. If we get too much storage backed up to here, we cancel it. That's fine. It can back up, no problem. This one can back up, sort of. Yeah, no, this one can back up too. Can back up on that side easy enough. Then it flows into this side. So on this side, it's a problem if, you know, your crafting backs up, which we stop it from crafting over here. It might honestly be a bit smarter to lock that repeater when it backs up rather than do this. because you're just including this in that when you don't. Yeah. I'm gonna actually lock it there. I'm gonna lock it there. I think that's that. Like they both sort of do the same thing, but it's probably just a little bit smarter to do it that way, right? So for anyone who understood this redstone that I just changed, do you agree? I think that makes more sense to do it that way around. Also, why is that like a comparator? And doesn't it need redstone behind it? It does. If you can detect a backup, can you take that signal to turn off the farm? I could, but like, I'm probably not gonna. By the time this stuff all backs up, I'll probably just come over here and manually empty some stuff or whatever. Because the hang on a second. How does it harvest again? I could, in theory, add some redstone here related to that. That's an interesting idea, actually. The issue, as I see it, is that you would want to override the comparator. There isn't really space for that. I think what you'd want to do is rewire this redstone so there's like a movable component in it, and then you do something with pistons, right? So if the redstone went out and then went in and you had a repeater, because you need it to get to signal strength 5, like before that repeater you could have a block and you could move that out of the way with a piston. This stuff is like doable and interesting, but you end up spending like a lot of time like doing all this faff, because it is a bit of faff, and it's better when it's for bigger projects that have a bigger payoff, if that makes sense. I'm not going to be that impressed with this farm if the you know, the bees stop harvesting or whatever. It's kind of a cool idea, though. I must admit, I'm kind of tempted, because it would be a little bit of an extra redstone challenge. But we'd essentially just be taking a signal here, a signal over there, and then running it around to that and adding and like changing that system. But then you can add in this other edge case where it's like, well, what if one of your things backs up because it's really popular to buy honeycomb but not honeycomb blocks? And then you end up trying to deal with that edge case. Kazo says you ended up randomly got a snapshot video from 2013 in your recommendations today where the comparator and redstone block were introduced. It was interesting seeing how snapshots and your videos have changed. Yeah, a few people have been getting that one recommended lately. I've actually had comments about other videos too. It seems like over the past few months, like a few random things have been like recommended. You can faff if you want to. Are we in agreement then? It seems like it's more faff than anything. I think you could argue some of the redstone I've done here is a bit more faffy than it needs to be, but I don't know. I just felt like doing this. Like, if I don't do a little bit of redstone for a while, you know, you get that itch. Got the redstone shakes, man. I need to do some redstone, son. Right, so if I put chests there, we get to push it forward by 1. Okay, so all the items are ready to come around from there. I mean, I could actually just get this thing running right now. Give it a bit of a test. I believe this is the one that's backed up as well. This is why our storage... Oh, no, it's the other one. Wow, okay. Alright, so items are now going to be split between these two things. And we can watch it do its job. Down the bottom here, we'll see inflow those. These flow in at a lesser rate. And if your friends don't faff, then they ain't no friends of mine. Oh, we could do with a faff song for this season, couldn't we? We can faff if we want to. We can leave your friends behind. And if you don't... Oh, I can't remember the words. You know how it goes. FM Dumplings. Thank you so much for 2 months, by the way. Appreciate it. 4 minutes ago. A little bit late on that one. Little bit late. Yeah, if you want to go really hard on redstone, Like, you could build this. You could probably do this. And now I'm kind of wondering, wait a minute. Could I come up with a solution for this? But, like, could you make a balancing system? You probably can, because it's Redstone, where you detect how much stock is here and thus distribute the incoming items to keep an even stock. Why have I thought of this so late? This is actually a very common thing when doing Redstone. Like, as you go through all the edge cases, like, some new ideas pop up. Because that might have been even more interesting to say, like, can I have the redstone tell the incoming supply how much of this that I need compared to that, and then when it backs up, turn it off. Repeater clock equally distributes items. Yeah, but like a customer comes along and buys loads of these, then all the items need to go into there. I mean, how would you do that? I think you would use comparator signal strengths in either chest, and then if you want to have 2 lots of chests, it gets even more complicated. So let's imagine we just have 2 chests. You have some sort of like signal balancing system. If they're the same, you have one operation for distributing items. If this one has a stronger signal, then it redistributes to that side, right? If that one's stronger, it redistributes to that side. So you can imagine the hoppers pointing directly into the chests. There being comparators on the back, and those redstone signals going up and around. Now it's just this bit here. I reckon there's probably a really smart way. I don't want to get into this now though. Like, this is about just creating a shop and having people come here and shop. But yeah, there's definitely like very Factorio. Yeah, Factorio leads you into some of these like calculations and automation systems by necessity. You have to do more advanced like management of balancing items and stuff. Yeah. I like the redstone challenge, but it's also the sort of thing that I don't think really like adds much to the season. Like, you're not going to come back and explore that quirky contraption or whatever, you know? Like, it's not a pull. It's not a big thing. Why can't I click on the one above? Some redstone contraptions are, but I don't think this is one of them. I never set up the filtering system, so currently I don't know what's going on here. It could be a total disaster. It seems to be that nothing's happening. Okay, yeah, you'll go in there, and then that's not activating for some reason. Interesting. Like that. Oh, it's because I set it to 9 instead of 8. Okay, this I can fix eventually. But we never set up the filters. So this is our opportunity to do that. We need a honey block. And we need empty bottles. We got those. Then we need iron bars. Sometimes these have the iron bars in them already. Not today. At least not the ones we got out. Anyway, for anyone who likes redstone and wants a little bit of redstone homework, you saw there, interesting idea for a contraption, like a control system for where the items go based on the demand. If you want to noodle around in a redstone test world, go at it, I say. Go at it. Now, the impulse item filter, I never remember, but I'm pretty sure it's always just that, right? Just one of each. And does it matter what side? It does matter what side the thing is on. That's storage. That's bottles, because of the way it's facing. So bottles... Wait. Gosh darn it. The filter is the one above. Bottles here. Honey block there. Now we go up top and fix up this. Yeah, there's a lot of those about. Did I not? Oh, wait, I didn't. Didn't do that. Hey, just in time, though. Just in time. I'm going to take all of those out of there. I don't like the fact that they're backed up. Very good. So no sugar is getting crafted. That's very important. That's slowly filling up. That's slowly filling up. And then we're going to end up with bottles in here. We've already got them. We've already got them. So they need to go, like, back here somewhere. And then I need to send them up top eventually. It's gonna be something, that's for sure. So I can kind of route them back here, and then we'll probably have like an item elevator. Crazy. Crazy. Right. Yep, they're letting those through. Brilliant. That's it. Aesthetics are next. We spent about an hour in this hole, putting that together, and realizing we could have done something different. Probably something a little more impressive. I really do like that idea. I might mess around with that at some point, but there's all sorts of things I could do in my time. Right, I'm going to take off my headset for a second. And I see that Callie is typing, so I'm going to take off this top. I'm getting a bit sweaty in here. It's quite warm. Ugh. Oh, Callie's message says, I have a very nice idea for a system like that. Hold on, I need to draw what I think. Yeah, if you want to send something over, that would be cool. You know, your hoppers are not connected to the right chest where you automate honey blocks. Honey blocks are automated? Honestly, it looks like it's all good. Oh, I know what you're on about. You're on about that bit. Yeah, you're right. That one. So, Hopper, like, ideally, hopper, chest, double chest, hopper, right? But then that would be scooping items out of the double chest. So I guess that in itself should be the double chest there. And then hopper, boom, hopper, something. Right. Need another hopper. Oh, apparently I already had some iron left over. Somehow, some way, just continuously running out of stuff. It always takes way more than you think it's going to take. Didn't use as many barrels as I thought I was going to use. So we use a barrel here. I don't know why I picked those, but I do. Right, and then absolute disaster is going to happen here when I break that barrel, right? So I probably shouldn't break the barrel. Should probably use one of these. Let's put it there, which will stop stuff coming in both ways. Everything can go back up there for the minute. Now we should be able to safely disconnect this. Thanks for pointing that out, by the way, whoever pointed that out. Much appreciated. So yeah, now we can remove that. Try and get it back wherever it landed. Or maybe it went in a hopper or something. Oh no, it's still up there. Good. Oh, got it. Right. So now, the shop can be stocked. And let's use a bit of chili free cam. This situation should get better. It might take a little bit of time for that to happen. Because that guy's got to like walk back and forth. But it'll take 16 items every time. Now, when this farm started, we did not have items backing up. So it's a case of it just needing enough time. And it could be quite a slow thing for that to happen. I'll have to wait and see. Aesthetics are next, right? So I reckon we're actually going to have like the floor at this height here. Maybe not. Actually, maybe I do like it the other way. Let's start by cleaning up our inventory. Just running through some steps here. Running through some different steps. We're going to use all sorts of different blocks. We're going to build up an aesthetic, a vibe. I'm sure a bunch of like ideas are going to pop into the head of like, oh, let's use paintings or this detail or that detail. We kind of want to just step our way through that gracefully, you know? Callie, I'll see if I can decipher what you're getting at. Eva Torch turns off the other crafter. Does this make sense? Listen, let me build that because that's. I can see what you're getting at. I just can't quite visualize how it would work. Let's build it. So like, the thing is, your chests are parallel. I guess they don't have to be side by side like that. So if our chests were like this, and then we have that with redstone in between. Well, that's really interesting. Okay, we need actually to have the containers. Then we need a bunch of items to put in them. So when this one has an item in, or that one, now they've got the same item strength. Let's say that one gets up to 2. Alright, it takes quite a few stacks, probably. I'm not really sure. No. Redstone to the comparators, not the torches. Wait, back here? They in subtract mode? Although, isn't that the case of which one you turn on first? Do you know what? I think it's going to be tricky. Yeah, the text might have messed it up. I mean, you could just build and send a picture, right? Probably be easier. Let's move on to the next phase. Let's stop with the redstone. I reckon there probably is quite an elegant way to do it, though. But it's a curious thing to create 3 different states from one system. Oh yeah, and all those bottles, they're going to get shipped back up to the top at some point. We'll do that another day. So, in terms of aesthetics, right, we can certainly continue with packed mud. We do have a bit of granite on the outside we could drag into the inside. I like those textures. I'm just trying to, like, pull from what's around us here. We could maybe put some spruce and have it get a little darker as you go deeper down. I've now got that feeling like all this stuff up here is going to be annoying. Well, it's already annoying to hop around to. Let's move it. Let's move it. Let's be smart. Alright. We know this game is a pain in the bum when it comes to item management. I'd probably be pretty smart to put it here, because that space is not being utilized and we're not going to build into it, and it's right next door to where we are. So let's go ahead and start to put these things together. Cool. Redstone block at the back. So we're definitely going to have a bit of packed mud on the side there. And then I feel like we're going to need a second pillar because we're going to probably cover that up a bit. We could try and use... We should probably try and use, like, honey. Maybe bamboo in here. And definitely honeycomb blocks. I feel like that could probably be a big deal. So let's get some on hand. Do we want to put them in straight away? Just have, like, that right there. Also, this is the wall. So it's going to be quite flat up against where the stairs are. Which makes me think maybe the stairs should, like, curl around a little bit. Let's put these ones back here. Along with those ones. Bear, 100%, yeah. Am I in the redstone zone? No. No, we stopped doing redstone. So, like, step down to that level and then come into the shop. Because I feel like being straight up against a flat wall when you walk into something kind of... Oh, wait, that's not going to work. Maybe you do want to come one lower and then do that. Seems a bit pointless now, but see how it feels. Or maybe, maybe there is a way to make this make sense. So somewhere in here, do I have any more jungle? Because if not, I'm gonna continue to evolve this chest monster. So what if it's like, and then you come down? I don't know, something about it just feels a bit off. Kind of works. Kind of works. Could possibly have some more grey blocks and embrace that, and then maybe a wall block there of some sort. I did say granite. I feel like granite was used on the outside, could be used on the inside. I kind of wish we had polished granite walls. So we could put maybe a light source there. That goes up to the ceiling. I don't think that's going to fit in at this point. And then mirror it on this side. All the way down to there. Do I have any grey wool? I do. Probably gonna put a light source, one down. Need another granite wall. Didn't I just grab a bunch? Used them all up already. Do you think Mojang will roll out walls in the next update? Probably, I don't know. Probably no. Probably something that sells plushies. Again. I bet in Minecraft Live they're going to announce plushies. Right, now we set ourselves up to have a really nice like balcony spot here where you look into the storage bit, then walk down here. I feel like we should have a bright, fantastical floor with like glazed yellow terracotta and honeycomb blocks. Because you get to like look over the floor for a moment here and then walk across it. In order to do that, we need to smelt. And then we need fuel. Let's go ahead and make that. Plushies, no. More DLC, yes. I think you'll find they're gonna strategize on both. That is more than I need, but that's okay. Kind of haven't got a big supply of terracotta over here. I have a gut feeling it's going to be yellow. Okay, let's get them smelting. And then we're going to combine these with that. So that's going to go all at this level. You would love the moo bloom. I think a lot of people would like to see the moon bloom added. Wasn't that in Minecraft Earth? I think that one was in Minecraft Earth. Which I brought an iPad to play, by the way, and then played it for a handful of minutes and never again. I'm looking at this, and I'm breaking it. That's what I'm doing. I'm thinking we could actually probably have the granite wall on this side as well. And then whatever we put here kind of covers up the blackstone. And then, yeah, some granite up there. Some more of those blocks. I don't know why middle click didn't work. Sometimes the game's like that. It was Minecraft Earth, yeah. That's definitely starting to come together in a good way. I think it almost works better without that bit there. Might come back to that. There might be a different material because we might have a whole different roof in here, but that's probably going to be the height of the roof. And we give ourselves that big thing. I reckon coming back and putting in some darker grey at the bottom will just give it a bit more oomph. Then some decorative blocks around the edges here, you know. Trapdoors and the like, so it feels a bit more like a balcony or something. Okay, I think I'm going to put another crying obsidian down here. And again, I need another granite wall. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. There we go. People saying Papa K. Yeah, Papa K's been on. So how do we make a... I feel like we're going to need a third block here. How do we make a pattern with these? I feel like it's going to need like an anchoring point and then probably another block introduced into the mix too. Also, this is actually lower. I guess I could put a little bit more storage in. It's lower than I thought it was going to be. We're like one block lower. Maybe this thing only steps down one block. Okay, so that's your middle bit. Then you do some sort of thing with this. Whenever I build with glazed terracotta, I will always think of Cubfan. Oh, that's actually not quite where I wanted it to be. I like the way Cub builds in this game. Like, he's very bold with colour. And I feel like that's actually a tricky thing to do, to just be, like, really bold with how you use colour. But he seems to do it in a way that's always interesting. And so this is kind of reminding me of a Cub build, because, you know, it's got terracotta in it. So that looks kind of nice. What's the block that goes in between this pattern, though, you know? Do you feel like it needs one? I feel like it needs one. Baked white terracotta. I kind of feel something... Oh, do you know what? Like, maybe a brownish colour that goes between the orange, like, just to match that little bit right there. Birch planks. Honey blocks. I did say I wanted to do something with honey. Honey blocks would, like, be sticky and slow the player down. I can imagine that being kind of annoying. But also... Mushroom block. Mushroom block. Not quite the right hue. But the thing is in this game, although you got lots of blocks, there's never quite that perfect one. You always have to, like, find a middle ground, don't you? And I feel like brown mushroom is very close. That's actually unbelievably... That's literally the same. Wow. That is... Okay, that almost makes the... That really frames that ever so well. Those go together so good. It makes the honey block stick out now. I kind of wonder if we can mess around and have a more interesting pattern between those two. Maybe ditch the honey block and put it somewhere else. And create a bit of a less obvious sort of pattern with this, is what I'm thinking. So let's grab our mushroom block and say we go... make it like a little Tetris piece. That doesn't repeat. Straight away, I don't know. And then you need to do something similar again on that side. Kind of works. I like that bit there. There is something to this. There's something to this pattern. Fortune, be careful. We need silk touch over here, son. You should try what Etho did with his mailbox last season. Oh, do you mean the colour thing? I'm not going to do that, no. I want to make these two blocks work together. I like it. It's just like, where's the starting point and how do you extrapolate it? What if we do this? We're going to end up going 50-50. But then we sort of alternate which ways those face. Oh, we'll do it so, like, when you're in this lane, they're going to go in one direction. When you're in the other lane, they're going to go that direction. And that, I think, actually, that's kind of alright. It's not quite as, like... I thought you might be able to make something a bit more complicated or intricate, but... I think I like that. I think that's good for me. The more of it I build, the more I like it, to be frank. What do you think, chat? I quite like it. I quite like it. Yoinking the idea. You're going to give it a yoink. Fair enough. And then I think we can actually, like, have the wall open up a little bit here. I like the lighting. The lighting is already feeling pretty good. I think when we get here, we're going to have some sort of light source coming through the chests, but... No. I think they need to be back by one block. And then we start to get some of our temporary stuff, obviously. Wouldn't have it any other way. Huh. It lines up nicely there, and then not so much here, which might bother me, but I think with where we're at, probably not. Probably not going to bother me that much. You know what? I'm sort of thinking maybe we'll keep it like this and put something here that sort of frames the chests a little bit. Maybe reduces the amount of honey block visibility as well, just so it's not so dominant. So probably something like a fence post or a wall goes in there. Then on this side, I'm thinking we're going to need something to fill in a little bit of space here. And then that's the edge of the room. Yeah. Yeah, that's the edge of the room. It's coming together, people. It's absolutely coming together. So that'll actually be a wall. That's the shape of the room. Right there. We just got to figure out what goes in front of here. I think it's going to be related to bamboo blocks. Let's take a little break from all this. Gather some creative energy. And we're going to head to Chuffed a Bit Space today, which is a revisit. So we've been here before. Castle on top of a cliff edge. Underneath the castle is a small cave with mini farms, villages, etc. Let's head over there. Peeps, if you are subscribed here on this channel, gifted, regular, or prime, you will get access to this server right here, which our community plays on. If you're interested in joining the community, ask in chat. It's also a Discord server as well as a Minecraft server. This is Chuffed a Bit Space. We've been here before. I gotta say, I'm not getting... Oh, wow. Clever. What's going on here with the bamboo? Oh, my God. All the wrong buttons. Jeez, all the wrong buttons. Let's pop down like this. That's an interesting idea to use that as a border. I gotta say, apparently I've been here before, but it's not hitting me just yet. It's not hitting me. Like, are we seeing stuff that we've seen before? Actually, this is starting to ring a bell. That's starting to ring a bell. This over here might be, like, really new. And we were spawned up above it, up above this beautiful building. In terms of getting... Oh, that's nice with the shelves. In terms of getting some inspiration for the build we're currently doing, I feel like the vibe is very different here. But things like decorated pots, it's a reminder, you know, there's lots of blocks in this game that can help tell a bit of a story. We might be smart to put in, like, some scaffolding. I think we're going to go with bamboo in our build. So bamboo would mix well with the beehive, the bee nest, and scaffolding. I think those are going to be some interesting detail blocks for us to work with. We got Gedre coming in and subscribing. My dude, thank you for subbing. If you want to get access to the server, ask in chat. The peeps will point you in the right direction. We also got White Tiger 190 coming in using the Amazon Prime. Thank you so much for using your free Amazon Prime subscription on me, peeps. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can use it to subscribe. And again, if you're looking for access, ask in the chat. That's very empty. The outside of the building's great, though. Loving the signs overlapping the edges. Just gives you that sense of, like, support in the structure. Let's pop round here to this lovely little bridge. The scale of everything in this build is very nice. Loving the trees here. And then these wheat fields have been really well placed. Going up the hill like that. Huh. Love the lights. No interiors! What's down here, I see? Is that a river? Oh my goodness me. Oh wow, with the overhang? That's interesting. What does that mean? Is that like I changed my mind, or is it... I feel like that could be purposeful in some way. Like maybe it's an aesthetic thing for how you look down and see the river. That is really interesting. Really interesting. I think someone just took themselves up to the whitelist. Not sure if you should see that in chat. But you saw it. What we got over here? Like a stone edge. What's the other side of it? Very good. Yeah, no, it looks nice. This is a very cool place. So I feel like the castle is the bit that I've seen before. I feel like when we go in here, I might recognize it. Yes, we've definitely been here before. Now, I remember that the castle was here last time. Look at this floor. Like, the whole castle is brilliant. Chuff to bits. Knows how to build. I remember that. I remember that. Right there. Opening and closing that. Spiral staircase. Where are we going? Up here? Yeah, really cool build. I love that they use the coal ore. I feel like coal ores, or any kind of ore that helps you transition between stone and a color, like, could be utilized a lot more. I think we've seen most of the base here. Last time we were here, I'm pretty sure it was just this bit, and I think there's actually like a bunch of stuff underneath it, like you can transport vertically through it and down below. Yeah, I remember all of this, these tunnels, and then got a big... Wow, look at that. Epic. Absolutely grand. Loving the mangrove color here. So yeah, there's very talented people on this server making absolutely amazing bases. There's some seriously cool stuff all over here. Nice to see it again. Nice to see it again. And now in daytime. Really cool. Really loving this over here as well. Look at this. With the landscaping, the path going across. Little ladder over here. That's quite a creative little ladder. Not sure if it's entirely functional, but it helps tell a story really well. Oh man, am I going to find something through here? This is a very cool base. Very cool base. Chuffed to bits. Thank you for letting us talk. Let's get back to the server. We got the inspiration that we needed, surprisingly, just by seeing some totally different build style. A few things clicked for me about this space right here. So we need to go get bamboo. I need food, I need rockets. Unwoven Rainbow in chat says, peeps, don't forget to submit your bases. Yeah, if ever you want to be toured, just submit. And that's how we do it. That's how we get to know where we're going to go. Why are we not going in there? Okay, now we're going in. Dirt. Is that all? Right. Kraken Bubble says, I plan to again. Art Gamer says, I put mine in, but I'm nervous about it. Ah, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. If we get to check yours out, I'm sure it'll be wonderful. Remember, everyone who plays this game is their own biggest critic. It's very rare to find people who don't critique their own bases, like, and if you find someone who's like, no, I'm a really great builder, like that attitude, I've not encountered that. If I do, they're probably not that good. Just saying. Ah, look, we said about maybe including some of these, so I'm gonna grab them. Bamboo, bamboo, bamboo. Bam biggity boo. Yeah, like signs. There's more fence posts, I was thinking, so we need some sticks, which I don't think I have a lot of. Sometimes I accumulate a lot, but not now. Icy Concept, how am I doing? I'm great, thank you for asking. I should probably drink some water. Calvin will be ready for a revisit soon, cool. You learned a lot from the first store of mine, so I'm excited to show the updates and changes. I'm excited to see them too. Yo, Powerballs coming in with a gifted sub to Aloe Vera. Thank you for gifting the sub, my dude. Aloe Vera, be sure to say thanks in the chat, saying, oh, there you are. Hello, first Xisuma stream. First Xisuma stream, and you've been gifted a sub immediately. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? I forgot to bring the beehives and bees' nests. Do have some. That'll go in this space here, I think. So yeah, maybe something more terracotta-y over here. We're gonna have a little bit of the ceiling be this. So then we want to transition. Oh, I can see this. Why is it that I have a good idea of putting this stuff over here and somehow it ends up in the way, right? And you know what the opposite of this is? You you're like, I'm not going to put this thing in the way. I'm going to put it over here, and you end up somehow putting it too far away. Then you're like, oh my god, it's such an effort to get back and forth. That's how it works, right? That's how it always works. Yeah, and then I think you got one more block there. So we build up the roof and the wall above it eventually. Now here, I think the bamboo has to take over at the top level a bit more. Below, terracotta. Looks okay. Oh, I've run out of terracotta. I've got to go get some more. I've got to go get some more, man. Yo, Grey Meeple, thank you for 7 months. Appreciate it. Meeple is in a game I play called, is it the Carcassons? It wouldn't happen to be that Meeple, would it? Please tell me that this... Oh my god, there's loads here. Brilliant, brilliant. Maybe work on the opposite wall first and let the chest monster be the future problem. I kind of just got to go with what's more prevalent in the mind's eye right now. Oh, shoot. There's supposed to be a nether portal in this room, I just remembered. Maybe I'll squeeze that in there. Oh my goodness me, that's a good point. The nether portal, if I put it in right here... Oh! That would be an absolute save. An absolute save to squeeze that in. Okay. Where's my terracotta go? Which one is that one? Then you get to go... Is there another block missing here or something? Maybe not. Maybe not. That was for the obsidian. I don't know. Might put in a bit of terracotta right there. A portal. Might put in a portal there. Oh my god. Streaming is difficult. Saying words is hard. So yeah, maybe just a bunch of pots with bricks behind them is what I'm thinking. Yeah, I am slightly annoyed by this decision, but we'll make it work. I think I'm good to just rip out all of this at this level. I'm like horrified something will pop off and then, oh my god, allays and bees start escaping, I'll cry. I will cry. I'll be like, no. No, 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 no. This is going to take hours to fix. Because you know what they'll do? They'll just go, whoop, straight out there. Straight outside. Absolute pain in the bum style. That's what they'll do, people. They will be as annoying and as obnoxious as they possibly can. Especially the allays. The allay pathfinding is genius. I swear, those Mojang devs, they made it as more annoying than you can imagine it could be. Yeah, we probably want like a light source somewhere around here as well. I don't have any more patterns, right? Brick. Oh no, wait, these do have patterns on them. Oh, it's the same one again. I might just put that on all of them. Anyway, now you can kind of see... Nope. There it is. Now you can kind of see how that looks. It's a bit plain, isn't it? It's a bit plain. I reckon a couple of composters, or at least one. Maybe like a different block on the other side that has like a plant on it. But a composter and leaf would be amazing here. Since I am lacking other leaves at the moment, it's going to have to be this one. Maybe that's more of a corner thing? Yeah. Maybe a jungle? With a pot and a flower in it. Don't have the pots. 1, 2, 3, we can craft one. Is anyone else stressed out by this inventory? It's like, why is it always like this? Let's put away some items that we're not going to use right now. I had the item I wanted in sight a moment ago. It's going to be that one. A little bit of greenery over here. It was actually quite nice. It was quite nicely framed there. X, are you interested in MCSR like some of the other hermits are getting into now? What is MCSR? Minecraft Serious Racing? Many cool silly rabbits. Minecraft speedrunning. Nah, speedrunning's not for me. My thing is always music. Okay? I feel like I am probably not gonna put much time of myself into like something new to get into unless it's music. And later this year, when I like get further through my music arc, I'm really gonna pivot to doing more musical time for myself, but also with the hopes that I can then have that like translation layer to bring it back to Minecraft again. Because I'm gonna set up some stuff that will definitely be interesting for like bringing Minecraft and music a little closer together. But it's not a perfect plan. It's not something I got figured inside out. But I took the time between seasons to just do music, and it's so true. And I so struggle to like keep that going, you know? That's what I'm gonna picture him, but it just looks a little don't quite look right to me. Now that already looks better. I think, yeah, it being less noisy here helps. Like, adding the sideways bits makes it kind of noisy. And it might be that we do something a tiny bit different over here with the wall, so I'm going to do that. Not sure entirely what that would be just yet. Too much yellow. I actually feel like the balance is really nice. I feel like the balance is real good here. Like, here's the thing. I don't like these little bits poking out on the side. That's actually going to get worse when it's like that. Hey X, for my music final exam, I have to write a song from scratch. Do you have any advice on writing? Has your lead up to your exam not prepared you on how to write music? I mean, let me reread your message. Either it's more like it probably has, and you just want some additional input on writing music. I will give you some very generalized advice and say that doing is better than waiting for inspiration. So like when you have time to write, just start writing stuff. I like don't look for that perfect feeling or that perfect moment. Just get into it, you know? Just start with the doing and the writing. So I literally mean like just if the riff that you come up with, you're like, man, I haven't got it today. This riff sucks. Start writing with that riff, you know? Try and improve it. Try this, try that. Like just get going, get into that motion. And then once you've got your wheels turning a little bit, maybe something will click. Sometimes on a day you can do that for a long time and it just doesn't happen. But more often than not, I find once you start doing the motion, it'll click and then you'll be like, oh, I've got something. Let's go, you know? So I hope that helps. I didn't talk about my week yet. Yeah, that's true. I don't think I will today. I feel like where I'm at, we just got to like focus on this in front of us and we'll be good. So I need more jungle wood, and I'm not surprised to see that that kind of works. Am I going to be able to get this trapdoor on there? That's how I'll do it. So yeah, I can't exactly say like, you know, I got some clever techniques or I don't know, like more musical ideas. It's really just a general principle for a lot of things in life is just start doing the thing. If you want to be creative and you're waiting for inspiration, inspiration is fleeting. Any specific place I find healthy recipes, or do you come up with them yourself? That's a great question, because I can tell you're trying to figure something out. Like, how do I get to eat healthy? You know, and it's hard to know where to start sometimes. I don't know really. I don't know where to tell you. Like, I've just learned so many little bits here and there. But like the general rule of like healthy, I think, like you can make a lot of meals by let's see, like some not so bad choices for food is it's basically like you want meat, vegetables, and some sort of carb on the side, like couscous, or maybe some lentils or rice, preferably brown rice. That can go a long way for a lot of meals. A lot of meals are meat, veg, and carbs. And then it becomes about how you season it. So like learning to cook a meat with a sauce or just different seasonings that you can like sprinkle in. And like as you experiment and try things or follow recipes, you'll start to like pick up a kind of an understanding of what things work together. But in terms of like what's healthy, it's generally avoiding overly processed stuff is a good idea. And more about getting to like fresh ingredients. So if you're like spicing your meats with fresh ginger that you've chopped up and like fresh garlic that you've sliced, that's probably going to be better than some you know, packaged sauce that's got a load of sugar in if you look at the label, like the ingredients and stuff. So like trying to stick to like whole foods helps a lot. But yeah. Right, we're about to go down another rabbit hole of discussion, and I think I can probably finish the rest of this off camera, but dang, we've done some good building today. We've got VinFan0 coming in with the Prime. Thank you so much for the Prime, my dude. Appreciate y'all tuning in and hanging out with me today. I will say that our next live stream will probably be Sunday morning. In fact, yeah, no, I've got no problem with Sunday morning. We're going to try and stick to this rhythm of Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. So Sunday morning will be the next one again at our usual Sunday morning time. Somewhere between 9 and 10 I'll start. Maybe on the earlier side, thinking about it a little bit. I got to go find someone to raid. Let's see. Who are we going to raid today? Peeps, if you did not know, I mentioned music a couple of times. I do have an album out that you can listen to. I have other music as well. Go check out Soulside Eclipse if you've never done so before. And stick around for more Hermitcraft action. I'm going to send you over to XP. I never get to raid XP, so kind of nice to raid XP today. Yeah, go enjoy more Hermitcraft, right? Stick around, enjoy that. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thanks for your amazing support. See you on Sunday. Take care, everyone. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.